My name is Ricardo Talbot. I am 34 years old and I live in coastal Crescent Bay, California. Working as an audio and home theater installer has always been a joy for me. I love the thrill of transforming a living room or a backyard into a breathtaking audiovisual experience. My boss Steve, a phenomenal leader with a keen sense of integrity, has always backed us up. If you messed up but admitted it, you were good. If a client had a poor attitude, Steve knew how to handle them without losing his cool. I felt proud to be part of a team that valued transparency and ethics. However, one customer challenged everything I believed in about my work. I will call him Douche because his attitude certainly matched that name. Douche had a massive house on the edge of Crescent Bay, the type that makes you feel small just standing next to it. He wanted a full installation, speakers in every room, multiple TVs, and an outdoor music system too. My stomach twisted when I saw his house and assessed the walls made of thick concrete and stone. I quoted him a hefty price of $5,000, carefully explaining the labor involved and the difficulty of the installation. He was not pleased. Douche shot the quote down and told me he wanted it done for a fraction of that cost. Steve and I figured that was the end of it, but then Douche called us out of the blue, practically in a panic, saying he was throwing a party on Saturday and needed music. It was Wednesday and all had to be ready in 2 days. I was already wary but agreed to take on the job at a higher cost. He paid the deposit and I felt a sense of dread wash over me as we rushed to start the installation that Thursday morning. From the very first hour, it was chaos. Douche contested every speaker placement, argued about wiring, and questioned my experience. After 6 hours of grueling work, we had only completed 2 of the 6 rooms. Pressing on and sweating in frustration, I realized there was no way we would finish in time without extreme measures. As Douche cursed my efforts, he claimed that I would never be as successful as him because I lacked drive. There was something about that statement that hit me hard, but I pushed it down. By Friday, he scaled back the project to 4 rooms and agreed to include the patio. I thought this would help us wrap things up, but Douche still argued over the smallest details, even how we drilled through stone. Exhausted and ready for a break, we finally got the system up and running, and for a moment Douche seemed satisfied. I went out for a much-needed drink after a long week, hoping things were cooling down. But my phone rang on Saturday morning, and it was Douche again, yelling about how he was unhappy, claiming we didn't complete the job right and he was refusing to pay. He insisted we return to test the system, which he alleged was broken. Angry and heartbroken, I called Steve, who was just as furious. He told me to calm down and to just go back to Douche's house. So I did, feeling my temper rise with each step I took. I retested the system as per his demand, and he grudgingly signed the final paperwork. But then he threw a wrench in everything, saying, "I am still not going to pay you. This is how you get things for free, by complaining." I felt red-hot fury flood my system. I discreetly excused myself to the back room where we kept our amplifiers and systematically disconnected every single wire I could find. I went to each speaker and pulled everything apart as if I was performing some complex test. Douche had no idea what I was really doing. He was oblivious to the trap I was setting. When I left the house, I turned off my work phone, hoping he would stew in his own complaints. Come Monday morning, Steve filled me in on the madness that ensued. Douche was furious because nothing worked, effectively ruining his party. Steve told him he could only fix the problem if Douche paid the full remaining balance along with a hefty diagnosis fee as compensation. To my amusement, Douche agreed to pay us not only the final $2,500 but also an extra $5,000 for the repairs. What sweet justice. I returned to his house, and this time Douche was a completely different person. Gone was the arrogant man who belittled me. He was now polite and apologetic, his demeanor a mixture of fear and desperation. As I plugged everything back in, I forced myself to keep a veneer of professionalism, even as I reveled in the satisfaction of my quiet victory. I received my payment and left, a sense of triumph swelling within me. Looking back, that whole ordeal taught me that sometimes you have to take a step back from your integrity to serve justice. After that, Steve advised us all to remember that if a customer ever tried to pull something like that again, cutting the cables and watching them panic was always an option. From Douche's silent party to the spectacle of him paying double, it made me realize that respect is earned but can easily be lost. I walked away from that experience as a better installer, a wiser man, and definitely someone who knows how to manage revenge creatively.